Now, your name is Tony?
My name is Tony, yes. Good evening.
Surname Tony?
My surname?
Yes.
Abbott.
Tony Abbott.
That's right.
What do you do, Tony?
I'm a feminist.
Good on you, Tony. And what does that actually involve?
Well, Brian, we're currently fighting for women to have an equal right to cut down forests.
Equal to men.
No. Equal to each other, Brian. Equal rights.
To cut down forests.
That's right, yes. Timber is the problem.
For feminists.
That's the way we feel.
I think the people running this country are opposed to feminism,
Well,
aren't
Brian,
they?
we have to change their minds. It's an important challenge, Brian, but one we must step up to.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Your special subject tonight is contemporary Australia.
That's right.
Okay, your questions start now, Tony. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Now, Toyota recently announced they'd be closing down their manufacturing business in Australia. Why?
The carbon tax, Brian.
No, it was because of market conditions and the high Australian dollar, Tony.
Well, they say that, don't they?
Well, I can only go with the facts, Tony, and I'm afraid your answer wasn't correct.
It was correct, Brian. This is the carbon tax at work. This is what it does.
Okay, SPC Admona was going to close. The state government bailed them out. What was the problem in the first place?
Carbon tax, Brian.
No. It was poor market conditions and the high Australian dollar.
Brian, the carbon tax can't have helped.
No, they don't produce a lot of carbon emissions, Tony. They're putting pears into tins.
Carbon
All right, next question. Alcoa has announced the closure of their aluminium operation in Geelong. Why have they done that?
They're put out of business by the carbon tax.
No. That's incorrect, Tony. I'm sorry.
It's not incorrect, Brian. This is what the carbon tax does.
I'm afraid that is not a fact, Tony.
It might not be a fact, Brian, but despite the fact that it's not a fact, it's a fact and everybody knows it's a fact.
That is wrong, I'm afraid, Tony, and the fact is that they're keeping their other smelting works going.
The carbon tax.
You might be better to pass on some of these here, I think, Tony.
Carbon tax.
No, that wasn't a question, Tony. Listen, will you?
Carbon tax.
Final question. Australia didn't win any gold medals at
Carbon
the Sochi
tax.
Winter...
Be the carbon tax.
I haven't asked the question yet.
Well, it could have been the unions. It'd be the unions or the carbon tax.
Look,
Pick
Tony,
one.
I'm sorry, we've run out of time, and I'm afraid you haven't got anything right.
I did. All my answers were completely correct,
I'm
Brian.
afraid they weren't.
They
not
were.
one.
They might not fit your questions, but is that my fault, Brian? I'll give you a week. You can rewrite the questions. I'll come back next week and we can do... Actually, I can't come back next week.
Why not?
Carbon tax.